Good evening, family. How are you all doing? Welcome back to One Daily Friends. Today we are not exactly in Karating. I'm about 20 minutes away from Karating. I'm here to check out this incredible hacienda built by a friend of mine who is also a returnee. And I want to take about 10 minutes to talk with you about the dangers that I see in homes that I visit. A lot of returnees build very expensive multi-million homes, but most of the homes I visit are very dangerous because they don't always include accessibility features, things that make it safer for people to live in these homes forever. So give me 10 minutes. Let me tell you some things you need to be thinking about so that if you're building right now, I hope you ask your contractor about these things. Or if you've already built, there's always an opportunity to retrofit to make your home safer. Now, most of us build homes in the village here, hoping to live here forever. What we don't realize is that there are certain design features that can really make your home very dangerous. And I'm going to walk you through all of that, pointing out them as we enjoy this magnificent space that my friend has built over here. So anyway, folks, if you're running into my channel for the first time, this is Wonodedi. I film from Kenya, East Africa. Karating is my home, but I spend time in Long Beach, California as well. I'm a Kenyan American who is working towards returning home permanently, and I connect with folks who have similar interests. And so, if you're thinking about living in Africa, you're looking for construction experts, you're looking for designers, you're looking for people who can build, people who can help you draw, architects, and things like that. My number is below. Reach out. We're happy to help you. And again, I'm happy to learn from other folks who have done this kind of work because there's so many returnees who are building up there. And those of you who open up your homes and invite us, we thank you for those opportunities and we look forward to checking out your property. So anyway, folks, that said, I hope you subscribe. If you like our content, all I ask is check if you're a subscriber, hit the subscribe button. That said, for some of you who know what I do professionally besides building, you know I am very big at making homes safe, especially making homes safe, excuse me, for people who are older or people who have disabilities. But the benefit here is that when your home is safe for people who are old and people with disabilities, it is also safe for everybody else. And so accessibility and safety, especially for these forever homes, is beyond paramount. As you can see, this home, it's almost on two different levels. On this side, you can see the two levels, but on the front side, you can only see one level because it's actually built across a hill. In fact, in my view, this is probably one of the best designed and best executed homes I've seen anywhere around this part of town. I wish I could show you the interiors, but this home is so well done. I think you gotta come to enjoy the full experience. So let's talk about accessibility just to make sure that when you're building, ask your architects these things, because many of these things are things that have to be put in place when the home is being designed. And then hopefully you work with builders who know what they're doing in terms of making homes safe. So let me walk you through the list and hopefully you can check with your builders or whatever you're doing. So the first thing about accessibility, obviously, is about making sure that you have ramps where needed. And not just putting very steep ramps that end up with stairs. That doesn't help. And you'll see on the front side of this house, when you come with me, you'll see a ramp on the left side of the house that is very gentle. So somebody could easily push a wheelchair up without any issues. The second thing that you may not see from this, oh, that's actually a sunroom area that is blocked off nicely with glass so that you don't have to worry about bugs or rain and you can still enjoy the outdoors. And down there, there's actually a very nice river running through this place. I'm telling you, this home is incredible. It's one of those things that you can only enjoy the best of it when you're here. So as I said, besides ramps, you want to make sure that whatever you put that looks like a ramp does not end up with a stair at the bottom. So somebody could easily push a wheelchair into the house. Most people already know that, and a lot of people do that. The second thing I always insist on is you want to make sure that your doors are wide. Anything called standard will not work because oftentimes tight doors with wheelchairs is not a good combination. So you want relatively wide doors. So when they tell you standard, then you know that is the thing you're not supposed to do, because Kenyan standard often are smaller compared to what you need to do that. Now, the second thing about accessibility is avoid anything sunken or raised. Some people do like sunken lounges, raised, you have stairs everywhere. I'm telling you, you're going to have such a difficult time if you need to access one space to another using wheelchairs. And either way, raised areas, wheelchair or not, are not safe. Now, look at that example of a ramp. It's very gentle and you can easily glide onto the veranda without any obstacles. So, raised areas are not always a good idea. Now, next, when you're doing vanities, just make sure your vanities are designed to allow wheelchairs to slide underneath, especially the bottom part. So they are wheelchair accessible vanities. Make sure you have railings, especially in the bathrooms. There are railings that people can hold on when you're taking a shower, or they can hold on when you're using the toilet. And then, wherever possible, for many clients, we actually give the option of a lift. So even if you're not doing a lift right now, create a shaft and leave it there. You will use it in the future. Also, make sure that your light switches are not too high, because you can imagine you're sitting on a wheelchair and you're trying to turn on light, and the light switches are so high that may not help. So make sure your light switches are not too high. And then also make sure that the handles on your door, to the extent possible, avoid knobs. Because you can imagine people with arthritis and they're trying to turn on knobs, that is not always a good idea. If you don't have arthritis, that may not make sense to you. But I promise you, when arthritis visits you in the future, that's when you will discover that those knobs are not good. So use handles that are easy to turn. And then the hallways that we design, a lot of hallways in Kenya and a lot of shared toilets are usually very narrow. Whatever you do, don't do anything standard when it comes to hallways and toilets. The wider it is, the better it is in terms of accessibility, because those tight bathrooms, not only are they aesthetically unappealing, but you can imagine trying to push a wheelchair through a very narrow passage or very narrow doorway. That does not always help. So make sure that your doors, your bathrooms, and your hallways are non-standard. And then besides that, whenever people do bathrooms, I see areas that have glass partitions always have like raised ledges. My dad almost broke his hip the other day just because of those little raised areas. So anything raised or sunken, like I said, is dangerous. So what I've always advised is that in the shower area, just make sure you sink it down. Just for the section that is supposed to have like the glass partition, sink it down about an inch. And then when the tiles come in, that depth will be reduced about half an inch. When you do that and then you do proper slope, you're not going to have issues with water spilling back onto the dry areas. But at the same time, it is not going to be unsafe for people who need to come in and out of the showers. And again, as you do those ledges too, make sure the doors into the shower can also accommodate wheelchairs. Well, folks, thank you for enjoying this evening with me, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.